Okay, I think we're working now. Tell me we're working.
Yes. We are.
Hey, all right, cool.
I'm here.
Po, I'm pleased to see I have a new letter for you, my most proficient pupil.
Encloses a wind-up Zidane minion. And dashing around like its namesake, and a pair of Azima's earrings. Audacious, like the goddess. So, Cuck's internet sucks. That's the long and the short of it. Oof. Okay. Go ahead and I think I've got everything. So go to Alia Lacta Est. So yeah, the internet has been just absolutely garbage. But I should, hopefully, be able to continue. All right, level 83. The internet cut out the last time I was streaming this. Much more has occurred since last we met. As for determining what comes next, we must speak with Lord Quintus. Before we proceed, let me tell me what you know about the First Legion and their disposition of their forces. They were like the Kingsguard or something? They were preparing for war, while the refugees in their care was left to go hungry. A reckless, short-sighted plan back to the station, and have him lead the refugees here. Some may be unwilling or unable to leave, but for the time being, I'll take what I can get. Alfino, LSA, and the scouts sent to extradite them should already be at the station. I would also have their other comrades in the area lend their support, should it be needed. Understood. Oh, well, a whole lot of stuff just popped. I have a question. Do I look imposing, intimidating perhaps? I mean, not especially. Sorry, you may think it strange I would ask such a thing. Truth is, I encountered a boy near one of the storerooms, and when I called out to him, he ran away at the sight of me. I was only trying to lend a helping hand. Later on, I learned that the place was used as a granary, so the lad was most likely searching for food. Now, thanks to me scaring him off, he probably has to go hungry. I couldn't live with myself if he starved because of me, though I fear he'd only run off if I tried to approach him. I wonder, perhaps you wouldn't mind going in my stead. Here, you'll find him more easily with this telescope. May the Kami guide you. Let's do this at Monk. Please, a moment of your time. Huh? What is it? A friend was sent out to a reconnaissance and has been gone too long. She's not responding to her link pearl. Would you help me look for her? Sure, I can do that. I knew you would. Let's split up. I'll search around the camp while you head for the lake. Just what I was hoping for. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Rimonald of Ishgard. I've been put in charge of our arrangement with Tappa's Den, you see. Together, the very first about, and has asked quite a lot of us, if I do say so. They wish for our help in getting Joturna Platform G up and running. The very same platform that's at the head of the Imperial's primary energy pipeline. What's more, he's a Garlean. I was convinced the only engineers left in Tappa's Den were from conquered territories. In any case, I'm not qualified to judge the motives of the man. I feel much more at ease if I had someone of your experience helping make the call. Sure, I can do that. I thank you for your willingness to assist. Let us go and speak with the tapper in question, then. He's a man of the name of Appius. Yep, yes, what's up? I suppose you must be the friend Renal wanted to fetch? Yeah, that's me. What's up? You have my thanks for getting him to agree to my proposal. Do not misunderstand. I've yet to agree to any such thing. I merely wanted someone else to be present during our talk. Very well. Though I do believe the proffered deal would be a boon to us and the Elzabard contingent alike. I used to work on Determinate Platform G, you see, so I know more than most about the faculty in its operation. Well, that may be said, but your relationship with the facility notwithstanding, why should a Garlean such as yourself still be taking refuge in Tappa's Den? We've been led to believe the former workers residing there are from other territories. You're right on that technicality. I was a supervisor, rather than your typical staff. When the platform went down, it only seemed right that I stay with the crew. I always thought we were close, but living together with them in Tapper's Den has made me realize that I took them and their skills for granted. And that's to say nothing of the blind eye I turned to their struggles. Tried. And so he says, what do you think? It seems trustworthy enough for me. Yes, I've been leaning the same way myself. Ultimately, what he says about the potential benefits is true. Nevertheless, I doubt the higher-ups will assent to this. I suppose that is how it goes when you're dealing with military types. For what it's worth, I do understand the hesitancy to throw your lot in with someone who's a hostile nation. From a hostile nation. That is part 2 of my proposal. I shall do you a service to provide myself worthy of the contingent's trust. I had to look around the fringes of the camp here before you arrived, and I spotted a few Cerulean engines in need of repair. If I fix them up, your superiors will have no reason to suspect that I want to see you driven out. Less reason, in any case. Assisting us in the use of local technology would go a long way, I imagine. That said, I've not heard anything about the Cerulean engines we've scavenged breaking down. It's not as if they're entirely useless. Yet. But I guarantee they're not running as they should. Give me the opportunity, and I can have them working more efficiently and safely. You're welcome to accompany me while I do so. That way you can ensure that I don't get into anything suspect, and then vouch for me with your superiors. I've no objections. I trust you'll sense anything in this. Sure. Let us begin with a proper inspection, then. We can get to work as soon as you're ready, Peter. Alright, so is he going to sabotage them? That's the real question.
Yeah.
Though the ultimate objective is to get the engines running at full capacity, the purpose of this inspection is to work out what parts we'll need. However, I would hate to fumble something and be accused of sabotage. Right. So I'd appreciate it if you could be the one to lay hands on the devices. Never fear, I'll be right behind you telling you what to look for. If we inspect, say, 3 of them, we should have a decent idea of what needs repair. Lead the way. Apollos is now accompanying you. Keep him at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. If you leave him behind, you can go get him again. Every single time it gives me that long-winded explanation. Yes, I clicked through like 3 boxes of materials just then, very quickly. Like, he's about to be on your quest. When you have him well on a quest, talk to him, and he will answer questions or solve problems. He'll also see if, and like, oh my gosh, really? Every time, it gives you the introductory thing for how to use a quest. All right, well, I'm like looking for things that have engines, and I don't really see anything, so... Yeah, that was my next move. All right, what do you think? All right, moving on. Keep up with my... Okay. Just making sure you can keep up with my horse. So now I'm riding a silly You keep up with my silly? Of course you can. He likes to go chirp. That's how you know it's working. Okay, well, you're just speaking nonsense now. Yeah, I want to see if you're paying attention. Good job. Okay. So I was looking for, like, tanks and stuff before, but if the Cerulean engines are just like space heaters, that changes where I'm looking. Praise be to your deft hands. I had an idea of what our next step ought to be, though perhaps it'd be best to appraise Romanald of our progress first. Yeah, Romanald. So, how are the engines? Alas, I fear that each of these re-examined were guaranteed to break down sooner or later should you continue using them in their current state. Surely you jest. I swear on the integrity as an engineer. You're in dire need of instruction in the proper operation of Cerulean engines. You saw a little lamp light up when you touch the switch, right? That only illuminates when there's an issue with the engine. It was switched off for want of fuel when the settlement was abandoned. No doubt. Which prevented them burning out. Would have let them freeze solid instead, or you'd turn them on. In a state therein, I can only assume it didn't occur to you to warm them up first. I noticed you have a heating technology of your own. But it will do you no good should the engines to power them break, will it? You have nothing to lose and everything to gain from my assistance. I'm a mechanist in the frozen climes myself, and what you say sounds plausible enough. Very well, on behalf of the camp, I formally ask you to repair the Cerulean engines. I suppose this means I'll be taking responsibility if anything goes wrong, but you may as well use your own two hands this time. That's the spirit. I knew you'd come around. Okay, we leveled up.
You got an aces.
Cool. You become even more excited. Will you indeed require additional parts to perform your repairs? Oh, you become even more excited. Will you require any additional parts to perform your repairs? I'd be needing replacements to carburetor for one of the engines. Fortunately, the same type of engines are used in monitoring station G, last I checked. We ought to be able to find what we need there. After we've swapped out the faculty part and made our other repairs, I'll warm up the engines properly. That should clear any cerulean residue and allow them to run at full capacity once more. With that in mind, I want to start taking things apart. You fetch the carburetor for me. Do you know what a carburetor is? Yeah, it's a bona fide hero, you know that? You can just ask him to do your bidding, and rudely at that. No idea, but leave it to me. If you're certain, you'll need to look at the sort of tube attached to the Cerulean engine's core. Many Magitech devices utilize them. Oh yeah, I've seen the tubes. It's like the internet. Good Lord.
I say that Hat has a map, but you turned off the thing. Does it work?
I haven't turned off anything. Yeah. Okay, so this will level me up to level 90 quickly, which is something I desperately need. I can't remember where I got that. I remember I got it. I'm trying to remember where I got it. Oh well. I got it today. Oh. I got it from the same thing I got the Zidane thing.
Oh, okay.
For Dawn Trail. That's where I got that.
Yeah.
So it's a speed lovely. Looking for a local boy. That one right there.
Oh. Okay.
And that has been the big problem, is basically just keeping them from killing themselves long enough for me to say, hey, we're here to help. So we're carrying crate in the direction of Luminol Station 4. Okay. Yeah, Alice had a moment where she was just like, why won't they listen? Why won't they just listen? I don't understand. It's like, sorry, we've been the enemy for a really long time. She's like, yeah, but like, they wouldn't even let us tell them.
They thought they were being invaded and taken over, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't want to be taken.
They didn't want to be tortured. Of course, we weren't going to torture them. But it's what they would have done.
Oh, goodness me.
What do you want? Saw me, did you? So what? I didn't do anything wrong. Finders keepers. And this food ain't just for me. The others need it too. I know you're just trying to help, but we can look after ourselves. If your friend's worried about us, tell him we'll be all right. Until this food runs out anyway. All right.
You just want to be left alone, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty common. All right, I guess we'll go back and turn this. Oh wait, no, I want to do these two right here. I'm gonna lay in the chair. Mm-hmm. You had I'd like a nap now. Look about you. Here in about 40 minutes, I'll wake you up to order food. I'm gonna grab these engines. The carburetor appears to be intact. The Plius will know for certain. And the dogs. Everything is a little lady here.
50, level 80.
Everything is level 80. Right. Okay. I heard little lady and then repeated it back to you. And you said, uh-huh. I'm like,
I heard you repeat back level 80.
yes. That's funny.
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, that's funny. Oh, thank goodness you're here. Never mind me. This man's in desperate need of aid. What's up? Kitty like, yeah. Ugh. I thought he could use my help, so I called out to him, but he soon bolted in fear. That's when one of the fiends appeared out of nowhere and pounced on him. I rushed to fend it off. He has already signaled to his packmates. Then, just as they had me on the back foot, you arrived. I would have called out for assistance if my hands weren't already full, but thanks to your timely intervention, I finally sent for troops to take this poor fellow to safety. I'll move him to a more secure location until our comrades get here. While you and I are both perfectly capable of conveying the situation via link pearl, perhaps it'd set our minds at ease if you could also speak to them in person? Sure. Turn all this stuff in, and then we'll continue. Oh man, this music makes you want to take a nap. Never fear when I am Applias. Very calming. I mentioned too soon. Were you able to find the intact carburetor? Yep, here you go. This'll do it. Now Romuald and I can finish fixing up those engines. Yeah, it'll take no time at all. There, everything's in order. They should be much more efficient, and you'll notice they've stopped making strange, ominous noises. I must say, I'm taken aback by your abundance of skill. Allow me to thank you, on behalf of everyone here at Camp Broken Glass. Oh, the pleasure's all mine. Happy to be of service. You do seem genuine about that. Tell me, do you have some sort of connection to Camp Broken Glass? In a way, I hail from Laturnum, as it happens. It was a village here, precisely where your camp is now. It acted as a checkpoint for those visiting the capital, but it was also home to the rig's workers and their families. Obviously, much has happened since last I could call this place home, but in my heart of hearts, it always will be. I must apologize. Effectively occupying your home, yet place the full burden of proving good faith in their dealings upon you. No, I couldn't blame you for that. We certainly have a viable alternative to abandoning Laturnum, knowing we could never defend ourselves against wandering bandits, bands of maddening soldiers either. But that really is no more your fault than ours. Even if you vacated right this instant, I doubt many of us would return. We simply don't have the resources. Until Juturna Platform G is back in working order, that is. Truth be told, your presence here is what has me daring to hope. If you agree to help me now, well, there may come a day when the other survivors and I can come home. Sure. Fury Buff. I certainly can't turn you away now, and you've proven yourself with your work this day. I've no lingering qualms about approaching my superiors with your proposal. Truly? Oh, I could kiss you. I'm afraid I'm taken. If there's no objections, I'll speak with the quartermaster about getting the necessary men and supplies for this operation straight away. He is stationed just over there in the pavilion. Could I trouble you to accompany me? It might help if another can testify to Upliss's sincerity and competence. Oh, sure, I can do it. Great idea. What are we waiting for? One would think he didn't have a care in the world. Let us pray that Ezra is amused, rather than just irritated, by these antics. Gods be good. I'll dispatch troops at once. We're lucky you got here when you did, although I wonder what drew that civilian to such a dangerous place to begin with. Perhaps he was in search of supplies. I doubt he'll find much food in that particular area, so it must have been fuel he was after. If I were him, I'd try that enormous extraction facility on the lake. But it sounds like he was hoping to get ceruleum from the water itself. It seems like a tricky task in the best of times, although I expect the folks around here, these parts, have their methods. If so, they could probably stay holed up for months on end, provided there's enough food to go around. Well, the main thing is that he and his friend are no longer in any danger. I see now you're every bit the hero people say you are. Not that I ever doubted it. Not that I ever doubted it. Oh, Grimold, I see you brought Master Curlington. Is that the envoy from Tappa's Den? Yes, you see, sir, it all began with Applius. And say we're working together now. I see. It would certainly be a boon to us if the platform were restored to working order. No doubt so. So you agree to my help? On one condition. You must first confirm that the platform can be reactivated. We aren't blessed with a surfeit of personnel and resources, you know. Thus our reaching out to the tappers to begin with. We cannot waste time and manpower in operations and a little chance of success. Romuald, you're tasked with assessing the current state of Juturna Platform G, as well as the precise resources we would need to come up to reactivating it. I shall make my final decision on how to proceed only once I'm fully abreast of the situation. Yes, sir. In that case, Peter and I will accompany you. You really ought to stop making decisions on Pieter's behalf, but I would be glad for the company. Meet us at Juturna Platform G, if you would. Applius can help me carry the equipment. Did you manage to track him down?
Oh, yeah. He said he'll be back.
Oh, that's a relief. There was outright refusal for our help's concern, and we came here with the best of intentions, but barely a moment's consideration for how the people of Garlemald might feel toward us. I suppose it's only natural they'd be wary. If they won't accept our aid, we can make their lives a little easier at least. We'll start by making the area around the granary safer, so they can gather food whenever they please. Here, I'd like you to take this for helping give me peace of mind. All right. Right, Epius. Ah, I do so miss the days when we had a full crew, pumping and tinkering and operating heavy machinery on too little sleep. As much as I would like to know what in the hell you're talking about, we have no time of revisiting old memories. We're here for one reason and one reason only. I know. At least the exterior seems unharmed. I'll head inside and have a look around. Could you two stay here and make sure nothing large and hungry is waiting for me when I get back? That sounds reasonable. Peter, let us keep our wits about us. Sure. Excellent. I'll see you both in a bit. Pius, how did it look? The equipment appears undamaged, though temperatures are so low that we'll need to be careful about how we turn everything on again. It's just... What, is that another issue? In a word, well, yes. I couldn't find the identification key. Without it, there's no way to activate the platform, even if it's in pristine condition. And why exactly was it designed with such an obvious flaw? Flaw? To turn a Platform G is the capital's main supplier of beryllium. It wouldn't do if anyone could turn it on and off, now would it? The key is always kept secure, and there's only 2 people able to open the container it's usually stored in. Myself and Chief Frontius. I haven't seen him since this blasted war began, but I can only imagine he's out there somewhere, key in hand. Which means the avoided being tempered. I've never had anyone quite so loyal to the Empire as Chief Fortanus. He probably took the key to stop anyone from misusing the platform. If they had succeeded in his aim, then I'd say he succeeded in his aim. It's staying dormant this whole time and out of the hands of the warring factions. Indeed. Now we just need to find out where he is. Sorry for wasting your time. There's no way we can get this place up and running without that key. Don't tell me I'm going to give up just like that. Let's find another way to activate it. Well, I suppose you're right. With the 3 of us together, surely we could think of something. Quest complete. I'm gonna talk to him. Is there really no way to bypass the mechanism that the identification key interacts with? What exactly do you mean? I work at the manufactory in Ishgard. I once watched my superior, in his way, dismantle a magitek armament and put it back together again. He succeeded in bypassing the verification mechanism required to activate the machine by rewiring it. I was wondering if something similar wouldn't be possible with this platform. Oh, that's something a second-rate thief would do. Well, beggars can't be choosers. Save your chief engineer appearing out of the air, that's likely our only option. Well, you do have a point there. Far be it for me to turn down a proposal from an esteemed colleague. I'm so glad to have you at my disposal. That's the spirit, I suppose. I shall return to camp to inform the quartermaster of our plan. He should be willing to spare an external power source and a few other tools if I vow to return them soon. Perhaps even some spare hands. An extra pair, perhaps. That leaves me to open up the control panel and rearrange a few things before Ramal returns. In the meantime, I thank you to keep an eye out for anything that might eat him on the way back. There are never so many beasts around here, but they've gotten quite comfortable without us traipsing back and forth across the ice. A little too comfortable, if you ask me. this? Hey there, Appius. I've done all I can for now. I even caught the end of your battle with those creatures. Spectacular. Ready to get to work, I hope? Ready to get to work, I hope? There we go. Of course, let's let us engage a bit of Ishgardian skullduggery. Well, I'm not sure I care for that turn of phrase, but very well. We'll attach the power devices, which should allow you to utilize the control panel. Thrilling. This place will be up and running before you know it. Just stand back and watch them master it work. All right. Sounds good. I see you trying to pull that thing out, you jerk. You got really good at pulling that out, you little thief. It worked, yes? You bet it did. There's life in this old girl yet. That's good. Of course, there's still a lot of work to be done yet to get it ready to extract and refine ceruleum. But we're off to an excellent start, which means Garlemald just took its first steps on the road to recovery. I cannot thank you enough. Huzzah! I'm pleased this plan was a success after all. I appreciate you all seeing it through to the end. We can leave the rest of the engineers that I brought with me. They're more than capable of keeping the base operational until we're prepared for the next phase. Now, let us return to camp and inform Esselbert of our triumph. Estelo. Sure, but first, I'm gonna do this thing. Whew. Oh. Let's get this, since we're trying to level up. All right. Success. And head north again. Okay, almost got there. Hey there, Alice. Peter and Julius. We arrived just before you did, and too late, I'm afraid. Too late for what? What's happened? It's Lord Quintus. Lord Quintus. He took his own life. After the news about the 10th, he relieved us of all of our duties, and then he went alone, and he... No, he wouldn't. Bro, that's been the story of this whole occupation so far. Tancred and the others, assisted by the soldiers, have seen to the remains. In due course shall the legatus be afforded a proper burial. He released us from our duty. He wanted us to be free to choose our own fate. Without him to guide us, I've just this moment spoken with Lucia. We are ready to commence the transfer of the refugees here to Camp Broken Glass, should they be willing to accept our aid. Some would rather die. Most of us just want to live. Songs and standards be damned. We just want to live. Yeah. Then live. We need to speak with the refugees. They'll have to decide for themselves if they wish to come with us. If any would rather prefer to stay, we can have the supplies brought over to them. It'll be a hard journey for the others, but we'll see that they reach the camp safely. I guess that'd be nice. It was only ever a dream, wasn't it? To think we could reclaim it, rebuild it all ourselves. Before this all began, I sent my wife and daughter away to the provinces. If there's a chance I might see them again, I have to take it. So take me with you. Please. Hey, I can attune now. Well, got the aetherite sorted in the end. All it took was a few adjustments, and now it works as it ever did. From what I can tell, the one in Lectern is also functioning as normal. That's where you lot are staying, isn't it? Not that most of us are packing up and leaving this place. I reckon there'll be use for me and my skills over at your camp. Oh my. This whole place just popped. Something about the darkness that just deflates the spirits, wouldn't you say? We have plenty of lights, yes, but they use the same fuel as the heaters. And not freezing to death places somewhere higher in the agenda than making the place look nice. As such, I've taken it upon myself to craft lanterns that use other sorts of fuel. I was, once upon a time, a technician in the Imperial Army, so provided I have the glassware, I'm more than capable to the task. That's where the trouble lies, though. Some items are in short supply. Wouldn't I know where the city you might scrounge some up, I wouldn't dare march into that sea of Magitech weaponry. Perhaps you could go in my stead? Sure, I can do that. Just northwest of the station, you'll find a tavern and a perfumery. Lots of them, anyway. Somewhere among the ruins, you should be able to find wares suitable for our lanterns. Oh, it's you, the one who treated me with such kindness. I heard from the others that you're not all from around here. I thought you were one of us. Not that it makes much difference now. Purebloods, migrants, savages. After a while, the words start to lose meaning. Until all you're left with is anger and fear and hate. And I am so tired. Oh, hello! Welcome, Bruni. Wife is currently napping in the chair. A lot of angrily restarting the modem got it to where it's finally working. So I'm finally able to stream, although I hadn't set up my camera. So I'll probably set that up for the afternoon, assuming that the internet's still working by then. All I was left with is anger and fear and hate, and I'm so tired. If you and yours have come to offer aid, I'm glad to accept it. A moment, good sir, if you have any despair. My daughter is taken ill with a menace of a cold. Nighty-night, wifey. How are you, Bruni? I'm doing well. I'm doing great, man. How are you? How are you, Bruni? I mean, I'm healthy and happy. It's a beautiful day. Got enough sleep last night, which doesn't always happen. Moving in 2 days? Oh, dear. The terror. I've moved so many times in my life. Oof. Moving. I'm so sorry. Hopefully moving to a place where you are better situated. Moment, good sir, if you have time to spare. My daughter is taken ill with a menace of a cold. She can hardly even keep a bite of food down, though I know that a simple bowl of kasha will be easy on the stomach and be easy enough to sustain her. I have too. Dad was military. I've seen my fair share of schools. Yep. Oh, yeah. My father was a minister, and so, yes, schools upon schools upon schools. You get very good at making friends quickly and very bad at making lasting friendships. At least that was the case with me. All right. She can barely keep a bite of food down, though I know that a simple bowl of kasha would be easy on the stomach and it would be enough to sustain her. Unfortunately, I lack a buckwheat seeds the recipe calls for. Pretty much the same? Yep. The abandoned market ought to have what I require, but I do not fancy my chances in a place so dangerous. Besides, I dare not leave my girl alone for any extended period. This illness of hers waxes and wanes from moment to moment, and the last thing I want is to be away when her fever spikes or a coughing fit assails her. A coughing fit assails her. Please, could you help? Sure. You will? Oh, you merciful, kind soul. Here I shall mark on your map where the seeds are like to be found. Giving the containers a thorough once-over should yield results. Pretty soon, anyway. We have much to discuss. Our rescue, the attack of Camp Broken Glass, what we'd hoped to talk about with Quintus. But all of that can wait. More urgent matters demand our attention. Are any of the refugees willing to come to our camp? Oh, yeah, sounds like it. Thank the 12. Yes, thank the 12. You and I should go first and secure the route back to Camp Broken Glass. With all the creatures and tempered skulking about, I expect we'll have our hands full. This should come in handy. Conqueror's Chain, courtesy of our Lumenson friends. I'd save it for the tempered, though. All right. I'll mark a few points where they need surveying on your map. Once you've taken care of the riffraff, we'll meet back at our camp. Dussinmus. And we're going to try and get all of these little quests taken care of. What do you want? Hold on, you seem rather dexterous sort. Perhaps I could persuade you to take on a task for me. Sure. I trust you're aware that cerulean tanks can be salvaged from downed Magitech weaponry, yes? Excellent. As it so happens, I have just finished scouting the perimeter of the station, looking for any machina that aren't yet completely destroyed. I thought my work done, but word has reached me that some war machina have recently come to a grinding halt nearby. As such, as I would like to investigate the report, I worry that things may not be completely out of commission. They may have life enough in them to strike a killing blow. If you're willing, search the area northwest of the station for dormant war machina and pilfer their tanks of cerulean for me. See if you can succeed where I've so egregiously failed. Magitech engineer. Dark enough in here. Hopefully I'm not standing on an electric rail or something. You there. Yes, you. You can't hide those hands from me. I can tell they've seen their fair share of hard work. So what do you say to doing an old engineer a good turn, huh? What do you need? Little doubt you've noticed the terror these mindless Magitech drones inspire amongst the people here. All that indiscriminate killing and whatnot will do that, I suppose. I mean to fiddle with those nasty innards, repurpose them to our ends, in some manner. Which is where you come in, my new friend. Capture for me an automated Magna rotor. All right, I can do that. A cermet chain ought to be enough to tame the war machina the machina menace, provided you've brought the murderous thing to heel first. Go on with you. Let's see if you're grift enough to bring me what I ask. Pick up computer. There we go. It's so dark in here. I figure we can get all of these tasks started, and then I can go about a smacking things upside the head. Part of being a monk. Hey there, Temple Knight. Good day, Peter. I say, it's your stomach which drew you here, for I am just setting about the boundaries of dispensing meals. So much has transpired in so little time, it is hardly a wonder that so few citizens can sleep for more than a fistful of hours. And that is why I have taken it upon myself to feed these people with an Ishgardian soup, one that always calmed my nerves when I was a child. Though it won't fix all the ails these poor souls, it may prove to be some comfort, surely. Here's a rub, though. I lack the hands needed to see it delivered in a timely manner. Might you assist me? Oh, of course. You will? Oh, here are the people indeed. Here are 3 bowls of piping hot soup. Could you see that they get around the station who appear especially woebegone receive some? Oh, it's hard to hold this without pot holders. Here you go, Popeye. Some soup. What is this? Soup? That's very kind of you. It's piping hot. Be careful. I want to set it on the ground. It's been far too long since I had a hot meal. Can't hardly remember the last time. Let me guess. This is an Ishgardian recipe, isn't it? My mother used to make something similar, once upon a time. It was a red soup. Well, known in these parts. But thank you for bringing me this reminder of happier days. Days I hope to see return to our country. Hey there, Malleus. What in the world is that? Oh, for pity's sake, get it away from me. You make me sick with that foreign trash you louts call food. It'll warm you right up. Ugh. Enough. What are you, some two-gill salesman? I'll take the damnable thing if it'll just shut you up. Enjoy your soup. Oh my, that is nice, isn't it? Oh, it's so warm. The hell are you looking at then? I got my food. Off with you. Well, afraid to run off with a bowl, are you? Not that hard up as a resort to stealing. I can get it back to the cook just fine on my own. Right here there, irascible citizen. Have some soup. So first you march into our homeland, easy as you please, and now you tell us what foods we're to eat? Oh, that's very rich indeed. Let me tell you something, you little weasel. I spit on your charity, you hear? Spit on it. Tuh. So you can take that soup of yours and shove it where the sun don't shine. Oh, well, two out of 3 bowls. Eaten and enjoyed. You don't want to eat that 3rd bowl of soup. Oh, there you are. So, how did you fare? Did you manage to deliver the soup that I asked? 2 out of 3. Oh, turned away by one surly citizen, were you? That's unfortunate. Though not entirely surprising. The people here have been through more than most. I'm not a stranger and tired to their plan. When Ishgard was in dire straits, I too found myself fatigued beyond measure, my spirits in the doldrums. I was hanging on by a quickly unraveling thread. It felt, and I hope was nothing more than a risible dream. But it was at the holy stables. I was at the holy stables when a woman, one I had never met before, offered me a single bowl of soup. It was in such a dark, foul mood at the time, but one sip was enough to turn my whole world around. I felt alive again, like I had purpose once more. I thought to emulate that charity. Do for these people what that kindly lady had done for me. But you know what they say, even the best laid plans and all that. Well, I won't let one fractious local dampen my spirits. I'm only sorry you had to deal with them. All right. I'm gonna start the process of getting food. Any requests, oh dearest wife of mine? Okay. Hey there, Maelstrom delegate. Why, if it isn't you, the warrior of light himself, the navigator was good to bring you to us. For we have in our hands something of a conundrum, one perhaps that you can solve for us. Oh yeah, what's that? It involves a mysterious letter, you see. Not sure where it came from. Suffice to say, we found it when we were laying some of the dead to rest. Our thinking is it fell out of one of the deceased's pockets. It's only right that missives delivered to the proper hands. The dead need to say their piece, after all. Only thing is, been ordered elsewhere, so I can't look into it myself. Do you think you could take over for me? If you spare the time, I'd like you to look after this here letter's recipient. Bit of a pain, I grant you, but it's our best and only bet at this point is to ask the locals around the station and see if they have any clues as to who it might be for. Yeah, I can do that. If you do manage to find whom it's addressed, like Alcathing, I know, I'll make sure to bring her up to speed about everything we've discussed here before I have to move on. They did a really good job making this place look very cold, because, like, I'm feeling cold, and it is not even a little bit cold in this house right now. They did a spectacular job of that. Okay. Well, look for healthy food. Azure-haired woman. Woman in startling blue hair is in search of her son who disappeared without a trace. Would you like Panera bread, dear? Okay. Excuse me, sir. Have you seen a little boy with a hair similar shade to mine? He's my son. I can't find him anywhere. It all started when I told him we ought to seek refuge in their encampment. I started wailing and sobbing like I've never seen. Next thing I knew, he was running hills for leather. Goodness knows where. I'm worried he may have left the station altogether, and the streets above are rife with danger. Please, could you find him for me? Sure, I'll look for him. You will, bless your heart. If I know my son, he's probably tried to return to our house in the north of Platum Novum. Try there first before anywhere else. He'd be easy to recognize, I should think, over the color of his hair and all. If he's not near the radios, probably going to be an unfortunate end to this story. All right, let me see. Anna. What food are you thinking? All of your previous orders are like breakfast. Broccoli cheddar soup, cinnamon swirl, cinnamon crunch, caramel latte, everything bagel, strawberry banana smoothie, strawberry smoothie, cream of chicken. You want the cream of chicken? Okay. A bowl with French baguette. Okay. That's all you want? Okay. I'm going to try this. I'm going to try their ciabatta cheesesteak. Got a cheesecake. I'm going to try that. Cheese steak, not cheesecake. All right. That should be good. We'll check out, and then I'll continue my... Oh, wait. No, I don't want to check out. Back to store. Somehow I managed to order 2 of the soups. All right. Now that's correct. Okay, we got our food. All right. Place the order. Okay, now let's continue with the stream. Sorry for that little sidetrack there. I just wanted to get that started so we could get our food eaten, and I can continue streaming hopefully around noon today. We'll stream for another 4 hours or so. Okay. Thank goodness you're here. We just received an urgent request for aid from one of our own via link pearl. Alas, we could not make out their location, though it sounded as if they were in the throes of a fearsome struggle. We sent out scouts to ascertain his whereabouts, but they're few in number. Might we aid you in your efforts? Sure. Your cooperation is much appreciated. I bid you begin your search near the Simulacrum Imperialis. Our fellows have yet to explore it. Should any tempered Imperial forces attempt to waylay you, I ask that you merely subdue them, not kill them. To that end, I offer you this powder. It shall render them immobile. It'll render any hostile immobile for a time. Let's go ahead and mark this at the Chocobo Keep. Can't hire a Chocobo porter at this time. Have to ensure the safety of the birds. Only will travel locations you're familiar with. I see. I didn't actually mean to pick that anyway, but it was kind of funny that I did by mistake, and it's like, no. Weary Imperial citizen. An unaddressed letter, you say? Could it be from my sister? Give it to me. Let me see. Here you go. No, this isn't her handwriting. Oh, I so hoped it would be. She was taken before her time. I never had a chance to say goodbye, you see. Yeah, well, I mean, this is a recent letter, so you might have said that beforehand, sir, but okay. Sorry to have bothered you. An unaddressed letter. Could it be? Quickly, give it here. I mean, it could be. I knew it. Yes, this is his handwriting, all right. I have a note anywhere. Thank you for bringing it to me. No, wait. Please don't go yet. I'd like your friendly face with me while I read it, if you wouldn't mind. We humans have a tendency to become trapped in the past, refusing to move on. I implore you, do not let this happen. Now is the time for you to look forward and rediscover love and all the other joys of life. I can practically hear his voice in my ears as I read this. We promised that we would be together till the end of our days, through thick and thin. And yet here I am alone. No matter how dark it may be, there will always come another dawn. Look to the future and trust there will always be more light ahead. Yes, yes, how right you are. Thank you. I'll take those words to heart. You have my sincerest gratitude. And please, give my thanks to the one who found this darling letter. Lady said thanks for finding her darling letter. Judging by that look on your face, you found the citizen for whom the letter was intended. That's a relief. The people here have witnessed unspeakable horrors, forced to live through the tragic deaths of loved ones. Little wonder their spirits are so broken. If only there were some magic spell capable of healing shattered hearts. I'd be only too happy to cast it for them. But alas, only time can heal such wounds. This is a Makot. Oh, well, I'm almost done saying it. We're just going to use this as her voice. And until they've recovered, we must offer our support, stand with them during their trying times. I wish I could provide more. At any rate, your help was much appreciated. Thank you. Monies. Okay, here's the thing. Hi, Empty. Welcome. Here's the thing. I have different voices for the different races, and so I got like most of the way through reading her thing, and I was like, oh, I'm using the wrong voice. That was what that was about. It is quite difficult with so many characters to voice. Like working out how I'm going to do the voices for the characters. It's like, there's no good way to do this. Let's interact with the dormant war machina. What's the worst that could happen, right? Welcome, by the way, Empty. Booted up the death machine, and look at that, it's trying to kill me. Who could have guessed? And down I go. Well. Uh-huh. Oh, I saw it. It was kind of too late at that point. I also noticed that my chocobo had run off when I wasn't paying attention. That was a problem. Fast travel to Camp Broken Glass. We'll turn in that mission that's over that way anyway. All right. Actually, this is a good time for me to go grab some coffee. I'll be right back. Equal rights for Makotes. Look. Nothing against Makotes, okay? Look, I have a lot of good friends that are Makotes. Isn't that right, Smokey? Smokey's meanwhile laying here going, I'm still mad that you won't let me tear apart this chair. So I'll be back from streaming this afternoon. I finally got the internet working properly, which this has been the first time in days it's worked right. So I don't want to miss the chance. So after lunch, we'll stream some more. Good to see you again. I was just wondering when I might hear how you had fared with the platform. And it seems I won't have to wait much longer. I trust your eagerness is a sign you had some success. Yes, sir. We were able to access the platform's controls and confirm it was operational. There are still adjustments to be made, but I imagine it won't be long until it's fully operational. Splendid. If the camp can secure a stable supply of energy, we can begin rebuilding throughout the region. And doubtless give succor to those in Tapper's Den and the capital proper as well. One of those goals when we first came here was to improve the lives of those that still call this frozen lake home. And you have made a great contribution toward realizing that ambition. Thank you, Seth. You certainly wouldn't have made it this far without your genius. The days when Garlemald looked toward a bright future seem so distant now through the snow and frost. They've reclaimed their dominion. But I, for one, am ready to embark on the same journey that my ancestors once did, and build a new home around the warmth of cerulean flame. I am certain that when the time comes, I shall be proud to know that I worked alongside you. I must thank you as well. You have taught me to listen with sincerity to the words of those who I would otherwise have unjustly scorned. I just said, let's do our job. I imagine it'll be some time before we can return to Latron, to its former inhabitants. But I promise that when we do, it'll be in better shape than when you left it. Well then, we better get to work. Ah, yes, we indeed. Give me that money. All right. So I went ahead and picked up Dawn Trail this morning. Can't play it for a few weeks, obviously, but and I'm probably still going to be in the post Endwalker updates when it does drop. But I'm making progress. Just aren't we? I'm trying. I'm like, it'll certainly work. Oh, crap. Numbing powder? No. Conqueror's Chain. That's what I meant to do all along. Yeah, so you're fine. Nobody was around to see me try to kill that guy. It's fine. We're friends here. See no threats in the path ahead. I do really enjoy the music of Endwalker. I'd say that just from the outset, it is my second favorite music so far that I've come across on the expansions. I mean, post A Realm Reborn, because A Realm Reborn's cheating. You're using mostly Nobuo Uematsu stuff. Conqueror's Chain to tie this guy up. Alright. One more thing. This one should also be clear, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. Hi. Yes, I love you too, Cat. Yeah, you're the sweetest. I know. I like you a lot more when you're not tearing up my wife's chair. Am I attacking this deer? I am attacking this deer. Well, sorry, deer. I love my wife because, like, she'll laugh at my jokes, even if they aren't that funny. It's so good for my ego. Alright. What else is there over here? Oh, my little sprout disappeared finally. I noticed when I got to share land. So apparently I should know what I'm doing at this point. It'd be a lot harder for me to collect, what's the word I'm looking for? Accommodations. Because people love to give those out to whoever the sprout is in the party. Oh, I see a stuffed bear. No signs of... Oh, no signs of what? No signs of hostiles in the area? Was that what you were saying when I was interrupted by something attacking me? Just have a good portrait? I'm sure that does make a difference. Actually have a great portrait picked out for the monk. I just have to mess with it a little bit. Hold on. Speaking of which... Had your sprout doing the in-game content? There you go. Sparkles wouldn't be bad. Okay, that wasn't what I was looking for, though. Particles? Yep, that was what I wanted right there. How do I zoom in? That's how I zoom in. Yep, that's it right there. Really? I'm gonna die because you've decided his expression's not in frame when he very clearly is in frame. That's for Lamonk. I'll work on the other stuff later. That's not on screen. And when I'm not being attacked by random automated slashers. The other portraits are alright. Nothing to write home about. That's clearly the best one right there. The blue mage where I don't have any gear for him. He's just... he's very confident. He's like, hey. No, we're going to lean into that, actually. Oh, I have food. All right. So, I'll go ahead and stop here. Oh, I forgot to grab the stuff there. No sign of any seeds in the area. However, during your search, you stumble upon a stuffed toy bear. Let's grab this toy bear to bring back. Food. Yep. Got a break for food, and then we should be back around noon. For an afternoon stream, a rare afternoon stream on a Sunday. Yep, I got started really late because of the internet issues. All right, so we're going to stop here right by this dormant war machina. What's the worst that could happen? All right, see you soon.